Hey YouTube family, it's Humberto from GrayLaw TV, and I've been asked, Humberto, where's the good news? Where's the good news? Is there some good news out there? Of course there's good news out there. I'm going to give you that good news today. It's a good news update. Things are going on at immigration, USCIS, State Department, so hey, we're going to let you know what's happening on that. Here we go. This is information I'm giving you from my clients, from my experience. I've also spoken with other immigration attorneys. It seems that these similar things are happening. This good news is happening. So let's keep at it, right? So first bit of good news. My clients were called in for the swearing-in ceremony in connection with their naturalization petition. And interesting thing happened. They were interviewed. They were asked all the questions for government and history. They went through the actual process. The application was approved. And guess what? Same day, they were sworn in. Okay? I think what they're doing is they're trying to limit the exposure of crowds together, right? So usually you have the interview and then 30 to 60 days later, you have the swearing-in ceremony. And the swearing ceremonies, usually they have like 3,000 people. So I think they're trying to limit that, which is great. So hey, you know what? If you have a citizenship interview, be prepared. You may have the interview and be sworn in at the same day. Another bit of good news is they have been backlogged on producing certain work cards and green cards. So I was surprised just this week in the mail, I got two. This is what it looks like. It comes in this envelope. It's a work permit, okay? Let's take a look at this one. I wrote some dates so you can have the timing on this. On this one, we filed the adjustment of status application on March of 2020, this year. So there is an I-797 notice that comes in the mail, right? That tells you that the work permit has been approved. So in this case, we got the I-797 notice July 7th, 2020, and then the card came on 7/24/2020. So that was about, 15 days or so to make this card. The card production came within, 15 days or so. On this one, the adjustment was filed February. I-797 notice approved on the 1st of July, and we just got this card in on the 21st. So a couple weeks, that's great. Hey, it's coming in, all right? This is real stuff. Like I said, I'm telling you, real stuff, right, with my clients, what's happening. So an I-90 replacement of a green card. Good news, they've been coming within 15 to 30 days after I file. We're getting the approval of the replacement green card, of the renewal of the green cards in 15 to 30 days. So if you have an I-90, a green card, that might be expiring, definitely do it. So let's talk about fingerprinting and biometrics. So let's say you file your I-751 petition to remove the condition on your green card, okay? Now that means that you filed the adjustment of status through your spouse previously, and in connection with that application, you took biometrics and fingerprints. Well, what's happening is that I've been receiving notices that they are going to reuse the fingerprints and the biometrics. So that's great news. You won't have to go down to immigration again and do the biometrics and the fingerprints. Another bit of good news, hey, they are still waiving in-person interviews for green cards, both for employment-based petitions and for family-based petitions. So that is good news. Waiving interviews, still in play. You heard USCIS may be furloughing employees, which may dramatically decrease the amount of interviews that are being conducted. As they're reopening, it could make things slow. You've heard about green card production, work card production. So just a couple days ago, I was reading, and there's a surplus. There's a $121 million surplus that may be able to take USCIS into the following year, 2021. Now, what's happening basically is immigration is fee-based. So the applications that you file, that money is used to run immigration. So applications have been down about 60%. So the idea was Congress needs to allocate more money. USCIS was asking for $1.2 billion. That hasn't been provided yet. They were going to furlough workers. We'll see what happens now that they found this money. Hopefully immigration will stay open. They'll keep moving. You'll get your appointments. You'll be interviewed, etc. Open back up. Let's hope that happens. So that's a bit of good news. Found money, right? That's great news. Another bit of good news. F1 students, come on in, right? F1 students were banned from coming into the U.S. if classes were only online. Well, that was reversed, right? You had a bunch of lawsuits. Harvard, MIT, and then 27 states sued the administration. So if you were enrolled by March of this year, 2020, then you're fine. You can continue your school even if your classes are online. Well, yesterday, the administration pushed back a bit and said if you were not enrolled by March 9th of 2020 and you're a new student coming to the U.S., then you cannot, if you're outside of the U.S., you cannot get the F1 or M1 and come to the U.S., okay? Now, if your school is making accommodations for hybrid classes, some in person, some online, then you can come, all right? So that's still okay. So you may want to be mindful of exactly what's going on. What the administration has done is they said, look, schools do not issue I-20s for new students. So if you talk to your school and you say, look, but you can issue an I-20 if you're going to give me a hybrid class, I'm not going to be only online. For example, I have an M1 student who is coming for culinary training, okay? And part of his curriculum is actually in the kitchen. So he can come, he can get that M1 visa. And so I will, as a matter of fact, we have an appointment for next week. And I'm going to outline to the U.S. consulate that part of his M1 curriculum is in person, so he is not subject to the ban. Okay, so that's great news overall for the F1 student visas. I'm happy. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're well. I hope this news is good news for you to get you through your day, to get you through the next week, to keep moving through this pandemic. We will get through it. We will get through it. Thanks for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like, and subscribe.